How's it going, people? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Big Six. Obviously, it's been a little while since we've had some games to discuss, and it's been a mad weekend. I can't even lie to you. I wanted to wait for this Wolves and West Ham game to finish because obviously that had some impact on the top four and a couple of the big clubs that we have in the building today.
He's disappeared already. Disappeared already.
Trust me, real soon. Toby knows what he's doing, man. Anyway, he'll be back soon, man. People. Don't worry. He'll be back soon. But I think today, Steve and GRIZZ are probably the happiest, to say the least. Steve more so than anyone else. Steve, I'm going to give it to you today. Where do you think we should start? Because I don't know whether to start with us getting banged, with Chelsea getting banged, or with Tottenham being.
Willock, man. Willock's rubbish, apparently.
Well, Toby's already done a disappearing act. We know last time he done that, he didn't come back in the best shape.
Don't think I didn't hear you, Saeed. Joe Willock is fucking shit. I'll say it again.
Willock is not shit.
Joe Willock is one of the worst midfielders in the league. He's shit. He's rubbish.
Ah, man. Less of that, man. Less of that.
He's crap. What next? You men are going to be telling me Joe Linton's good as well because he scored against Spurs.
I've seen you tweet that, you know.
62 appearances.
Yeah, but put it into context, man. You know what I mean? Joe Willock's a guy, man. Joe Willock's a guy, man.
Joe Willock is dead. There's a reason why he's at Newcastle, bro, and not playing for Arsenal.
It's about experience. It's about going out alone. It's about proving yourself, bro. And he proved it on the biggest stage as possible.
What big stage?
You got Newcastle. What big stage? Premier League, man. It's a big time we're talking about.
He's crap, bro.
Listen, man. Don't hate on the player, man. Don't hate on the player, man.
Turkish knows he's
don't hate on the brother, man.
Otherwise, Arsenal. If he was so good, Arsenal would have kept.
So what does that say about Tottenham then? You might have shit that, innit?
Yeah, I'm not here to argue whether Willock is good or not, because you can tell you're right. I already know what Willock is, but he's Arsenal. That's what I do know. And when Arsenal get one over on Tottenham, it's always a nice one. I saw X's when he was watching it live. I see him get clipped up with his reaction. It's so mad. What's Manas saying? Big up the chat. About 1,000 people here already. Make sure you guys hit the like button. Turkish didn't banter Chelsea after because he knew Arsenal can screw up. Wise man. But Tobes spoke.
There's only one.
Everyone get the bottles out. Who's got a bottle today?
Place to start for me today. Yeah, and it's over at Chelsea, isn't it? Listen, Big Sam. Tottenham getting smoked and disappointing. It's just been a story of the season. Arsenal are up and down like a roller coaster, but we had the second coming of the German Alex Ferguson, the tactical maestro against
German Van Gaal, innit? I told you.
Big Sam's meat and potato pie, West Brom.
Wait, are you stupid?
And then it turned up and just,
are you mad?
And just rolled it. So,
man said I told you.
German Van Gaal, man.
I did say let's judge Tuchel when the shit hits the fan a little bit. Cool. So, it'll be now is the time to judge him, but nobody saw that result coming. So, yeah, the floor's over to Matisse, I think. Just explain that one to the boys.
After 14 games unbeaten, 2 goals conceded, Saeed finally gets to say, I told you so.
No, but I'm just saying, I got it from the start. I give it banter, though. I'm just bantering. Do you know what I mean? I've said it from day one, Tuchel Van Gaal. You know what I mean? That's all I'm calling him. I'm not saying anything bad about him. Van Gaal was a good coach, Maybe you should be respecting Van Gaal.
I didn't clock, but clearly this is a cap stream, innit? Because
three of you
are wearing caps, innit?
It don't suit you, bro. Take it off.
I'm wearing the cap, fam.
Take it off.
Don't worry. My head's not shiny like yours, bro. I haven't got the.
Take it off. Take off that cap.
But in fact, just to piss you off, I'm gonna put it backwards. But anyway, where do I start? Listen, it was an outlier of a result. Definitely an outlier, but at the same time, it was an abysmal performance. And one thing I said about this team is don't get complacent. Do not get complacent. You're playing West Brom at home, 19th place in the league. They're 10 points off relegation, so they're going into the game. They have to win. And the first 10 minutes, this Chelsea team are coming out like as if, just pure arrogance, like as if they've already won the game. They're complacent. Jorginho's giving the ball away. It's mad. The whole performance from the first 10 minutes, I could tell it was going to be a long day because they came out with an attitude of, we've already won. Maybe they were too cocky, too confident. I don't know. It's like they went to international break and they forgot everything they were taught. All the other international managers got into their head and they came back and they were absolutely clueless. I don't know. You know when you go to school and you do them 6 weeks for the summer holidays and you come back and you can't read and write. You don't know the dates. That's basically what this Chelsea team were. They went on holidays for 2 weeks. Some of them dropped stinkers against Macedonia. Some of them had good games against San Francisco and San Francesco. And then they come back here and they don't know how to kick a ball straight. It's the mentality just dropped off. And it's funny because the teams that we're dropping points to under Tuchel is Leeds, Southampton, Man United, like not big teams. Then you play against Atletico Madrid, you play against Tottenham, you play against Liverpool, and you're picking up points. You're beating them. Clean sheets, no problems.
I told you, against Spurs, we were shit. We literally gave you the result. We gave you the result. We gave you the result. And second of all, how dare you even speak? You took 5 goals to West Brom.
Yeah.
To West Brom.
Yeah.
I don't care if you had 9 men on the pitch. That is absolutely embarrassing. But what I will say is this, though. Big up West Brom, because those goals, those finishes were sublime. Robertson, I think he scored. Robertson scored all these goals against Chelsea this season, hasn't he?
Yeah, that's crazy.
He scored 5 goals, and all of them are against us.
And Pereira was brilliant. Pereira was brilliant.
Pereira was
a quality performance from them.
Unbelievable. I mean, that's the first time I'm criticizing Tuchel in that game is because I didn't get the decisions. Now, looking back on it now that I seen Pulisic came out, pulled his hamstring as he was walking out, and then we had to sub him off. We was going to sub off Timo Werner at half-time. We had to sub off Pulisic instead. So he kind of then had 2 subs taken away from him in the fact that Silva sent off, and then Christian Pulisic had to come off. So 2 subs gone out of 3. But I was very confused as to why he kept a back 3 with 2 wing-backs and 2 holding midfielders in the second half when we're chasing the game, we need a goal. That's you've got 2 forward players. One of them's Mount and one of them's Werner. So you've got 1 striker on the pitch with 10 men, but you're chasing the game. I didn't understand it. So it's a lack of subs and maybe a lack of opportunity to be flexible with the team, because I've spoken about this before, where if you're going to play wing backs and you play 2 fullbacks at wing back, which is what we did, Alonso and James, you have no opportunity without Hudson-Odoi at right wing back to change formation and push that winger forward and switch to a back 4. Unless you make a substitution. If Hudson-Odoi is playing right wing back instead of Reece James, you could have stuck him at wing, moved to a back 4, and then you would have no substitution made. But because we didn't have that flexibility, we were just shit. Do you know what I mean? So it was just so
say that again.
We were shit, bro. We were like that. That was absolutely dreadful. And
how was Reece James?
Reece James' mistake on the second goal. The whole defense was.
How was Jorginho?
Jorginho was shocking. I told you that already.
Okay.
I know.
Wow.
I'm just asking questions.
Jorginho was absolutely. He was the epitome in terms of complacency.
No, I think these international breaks, they can be bad for teams that have got momentum. Like Chelsea had a bit of momentum, City had a bit of momentum. One of the most fears for me this weekend was that, the rhythm wasn't upset. I mean, the smaller teams who don't lose as many players on international duty, it's a blessing for them. They get a bit of a break. They can work on things, especially Allardyce, because he's had a bit of time with his players. He can do things, work things and that. So he's probably said to them, look, Chelsea are all coming back from all over the world. Let's catch them cold. And they caught them cold. Obviously, we know West Brom ain't a better side than Chelsea, but these opportunities, these relegation teams, they're fighting for their lives. And like I said the other week on the show, we're getting to the business end of the season now. So these smaller teams, the ones that are fighting, they're going to fight and they're going to go for it. You're going to get the mid-table teams that are just going to lie around, let you scratch the belly and that, because they've got an out to play for. But you've got to give credit to West Brom. To go to Stamford Bridge and get 5 goals is fair play. And Big Sam, you know what I mean? He gets a lot of shit, but the guy gets jobs every time because he gets brought in to do stuff. You know what I mean?
He loves this time of the season, Big Sam.
So Tuchel for me. Look, he's had the gravy train at the minute. Now someone's kicked him in the bollocks. So now it's his time. He either gets up and goes again, or people are gonna start keep laying into him while he's down. So time will tell with Chelsea for me.
The Porto game's gonna be significant now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Porto are a stubborn team. A lot of people are saying that Chelsea's a given to win this. I'm not sure. The way that they dealt with Real Madrid, especially in that first leg. And obviously, second leg, they showed a bit of desire, showed a bit of heart with Pepe. It's a big pressure now. I know. Listen, I'm not trying to say that Tuchel is under pressure, but it's a big couple of weeks now for Tuchel. All of a sudden,
couple of weeks. But let's put it in context. This is a massive outlier in what has been a near perfect start. He's played 14 games, 2 goals conceded.
And it shows the top clubs, man. Top clubs. You got the margins are mad.
Yeah, but what it also goes to show is just how much of a mess we were.
No, not Real Madrid, Juventus, by the way. Sorry.
The fact that you can lose one game, and this is where we're putting ourselves potentially out of the top 4 now after West Ham win. Well, I don't know. Did West Ham win that game in the end?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they win.
So we're out of the top 4 now after 1 defeat in 15. That's
you've opened the door to Liverpool now. I'm not being funny. They smell blood now. They ain't letting that go, mate. I'm telling you now. They're coming back, and they like they say. I said it early on in the Big Six. There's only 2 teams in this league for me that can go on them crazy runs, and now they smell blood. They ain't letting it go now. I'm telling you now, they're going to go. They'll get straight back in that 4 now.
Thank you for the kind words, Steve. I just want to take
what a contrast. What a contrast.
No, he knows ball, man. Me and him have banter to and fro, but he knows ball at the end of the day, and he's right. We both said it at the start of the season, in the middle of the season. We said it. The only 2 teams that can put runs of 10, 11 games in a row are us. Unfortunately, it wasn't us this season. It was them. But saying that, I just want to, and this is not at Matisse personally, because Matisse hasn't really been harsh on Liverpool. Matisse is another football guy that understands the context of Liverpool season. But a lot of your fellow Chelsea fans have been chatting to me this season so much, Matisse, about what they've done and what we've done and how we're this and that. But as Steve says, I look at the table after one of the most disastrous seasons we've had, and we're 2 points behind. And this is what I talk about when I talk about levels. This is what I talk about when I talk about levels, because you've had a good run, or it seems like you've had a map, like the stat that you just come out with, 1 defeat in 15.
1 defeat in 15.
That's mad.
And before that West Brom game, 2 goals conceded. So this is why I'm not going to pin it on 2.
And that's no, it's not on 2. That's 10 men. Look, I'm not going to sit here and say, oh yeah, look at that. It was embarrassing. Like conceding 8 goals to West Bromwich Albion in a season is mad embarrassing, right? So, but I understand the context behind it. A lot of players coming back from international duty. One criticism would have is his rotation. Certain players needed rotating, maybe certain didn't. He's got a bit of pep about him in terms of he does try to overcomplicate things, and that's what may come back to haunt him. Overall in the longer picture, but I don't understand this season, guys. There we are sitting 2 points behind Chelsea, who are, in my own words, 3 weeks ago I called them the 2nd best team in the league.
This is what we're saying.
Honestly, Tobes, I said it. So maybe I was wrong as well. It's a mad season.
To be honest, I don't think you were. Chelsea have just, for me,
I
Chelsea
think
have I don't think so. Because Chelsea have given away this game themselves. Jorginho has passed the ball twice, misplaced the pass twice. Silva's got sent off. And even before the sending off, I was saying to Chelsea fans, we didn't deserve to be level or winning the game in the first place. Chelsea's own complacency led to a capitulation.
It's a bad day in the office.
From a mentality standpoint, Chelsea were absolutely dreadful in that first half. They deserved to be losing. They deserved to lose the game for not coming out and applying themselves properly. When Chelsea play at their best, we've seen them beat big teams. So for me, this is all mentality. It's just wrong. That's what it is for me.
You know what it is with Chelsea. Listen, I enjoyed that 90 minutes because it's good to see Tuchel get a reality check. It's been all good and well for him since he's come here. But the thing about it is, Matisse, have you seen something for the future with Tuchel? Because we've all seen what he's done now, yeah.
Of course, yeah.
What is he bringing? What do you see?
He's brought so much. It's ridiculous.
Stability, managers can bring in stability. That's one thing that, more often than not, that's an immediate impact. Not as good as he's done, especially in the situation Chelsea were in. That shows that he's a cut above some levels of managers. But do you see a philosophy in him that can work in this league?
Yep. He's brought great counter press with Jorginho and Kova. He's managed to take the strengths and the weaknesses of our players and either shield them or strengthen them in the system. He's brought a defensive record. The team is still creating chances, but Timo Werner, all of these forwards can't finish. So that is not really his fault that the strikers can't finish. For me, once your system is creating chances, if your strikers don't finish, that's down to them. That's how I see that. Especially if you're creating big chances, which we have been. Created chances in that first half, didn't take them, and then we got punished. When we was 1-0 up, we had chances to finish, to score the second goal. We didn't take them. So he's also managed to rotate and keep relatively happy a massive over-bloated squad. From a media perspective, he's ticking boxes as well. So for me, yes, he's definitely showing long-term stability. Yes, he's brought stability to the team, but he's also shown that, yes, he's going to give young players a chance. He's also going to make senior players who, for me, are not world class in that defense, make them look better than they are by putting them in a capable system. So he's improving players in terms of getting more out of them than they're actually showing. Made the same correlation to Klopp at Liverpool. Is Wijnaldum, Henderson, these guys, are they, the pinnacle of world football? No, but I think Klopp has elevated their game since he's been there and made them even better than they are. Same with Tuchel with that defense. So after one defeat, 100%, he's got some things that he needs to fix up in this Porto game. You got to bounce back, but he's probably shown, for me, more stability and longevity in terms of what he's done so far than controversial Conte that was, butting heads with the board every 5 minutes. Lampard, who wasn't experienced enough and tactically was inept at times. Sarri, who wanted, Sarri just didn't get along with the fans. The fans are getting along with Tuchel so far. So at the moment, he's shown that he can be a long term. He just needs to get a bounce back out of the team. I think
with the fans. Sorry,
go for it.
Very quick point. I think with regards to the fans, time will tell when they're let back into the ground, when they're let back to the crowd, because I do find his style. Coaching style, I think it's more pragmatic than sort of exciting and expansive. But we'll see. Again, I think it's too early to judge him either way. So, he's done well. And the points that you've raised, I accept most of them. But it's very early to say if it sort of progressed Chelsea. Because we have to remember, ultimately, you did finish 3rd or 4th last season.
4th.
I think 4th. So, I think, if he doesn't finish in that top 4, in my opinion, I think it still will be deemed a failure, especially with the quality of teams around us. I've said, far quality-wise and squad-wise better than most of those teams around. And if you can't improve the players that we've already accepted are at a very high level to get past the likes of West Ham, even us this season. Who else is in and around? Spurs. We've discussed how poor Spurs are, yet you're only a few points, ahead of them as well. So I think it's early to say that he's been sort of this brilliant coach coming in and revolutionizing Chelsea. I think it's early either way.
He's got to finish 4th, but to compare with last season, Lampard had 38 games to finish 4th. He's had half the season. And like I said, when you go 15 games, 1 defeat, and you're currently 5th, that says a lot about how he started the season. So,
Matisse, you got to remember, Lampard was sacked for finishing 4th in effect, really, and as a late start this season as well. Late start.
Being nowhere near.
Can I say something as well? I think for me, you got to look at the forward line, man. Havertz, not enough goals, man. Matisse, man.
Yeah, well, what about Havertz and Werner? Because the link was that he's coming in to get the best out of them.
Even Ziyech, I heard that. Ziyech, I heard he was poor on weekend because I only tuned in when West Brom scored their second goal. But
but you know what it is, that in isolation this result could be a flash in the pan. We don't know. Like, Chelsea might go unbeaten rest of the season, and out of the last 25 games they've lost 1 against West Brom or whatever it is. That could happen. But the reason I ask about longevity with Tuchel is when it comes to Havertz and Werner, even though there's been an immediate impact in stability, organization, structure, which is the base of building a great team, which is a positive. What's happening with those two? Because we're still not seeing. I don't expect them to hit the ground running, even with a new manager coming in. But is he going to be the man to kick them on?
We have not seen the best out of any attacker at Chelsea Football Club this season. Not Pulisic, not even Hudson-Odoi.
So he hasn't improved. So he hasn't improved players. Then you can say
he's improved the defense and he's set up chances for the forward line. But like I keep saying, if the forwards are not going to take their chances, I don't know how you need.
So Van Gaal did.
Timo Werner's finishing when he scored all those. I'm just going to ignore you, Saeed. He scored all those goals.
No, it's true though. What this man is there, though, it's true. Van Gaal, no, hold on. Van Gaal never improved the forward line. The defense was.
Is this what Ollie's done to you?
I'm just saying, it's still the lines are kicking in now. But you mean
this brother is so against Ollie that now he's become pro Van Gaal. What's going on?
No, I've not Van Gaal for 2 years. I've watched him for 2 years, man.
Do you want him back?
Similar.
Do you want him back? I don't know.
I don't know, man. It's similar, but
you better start running a Van Gaal campaign to come back in as long as.
I respect Van Gaal, man. You get me? He keeps some bits at United. You get me? They got Van Gaal.
But listen, I've got a lot of issues right now with our forward line. Like I said, none of them's been in formal season. Timo Werner's lacking fundamentals in so many areas. I really start to remember these are not his signings. Let me make that very clear as well. I'm very interested to see what this board make of some of the signings that they've made in the summer, because we all, myself included, hyped them up to be our, big savior of the season on our challenge to be a little bit more assertive in our title challenge. And none of them have delivered. Kai, I'm still confident in, but when it comes to Timo, fundamentally as a footballer, no first touch, you can't dribble 1v1, your finishing's poor as well, and you've got Tammy Abraham who's frozen out the team, who can't get back into the squad. I'm not saying he's the solution or he's going to be the world-class striker, because he's not, but he is still, at least in this league, he's shown that he can score goals against weaker teams at the very least. So there's certainly questions to be answered there about just the overall technical ability of some of these forwards we brought in. Ziyech, I said before he got here, he was going to be frustrating at times. A lot of Chelsea fans kept saying he's a wizard. Cool. Well, sometimes the wizard is going to frustrate you and he's going to run out of spells, and he gives the ball away a lot. So I tried to warn them that they was going to have to be frustrated at times. They didn't want to listen. Now suddenly everyone's like, oh, what are we going to do? Remember, he's in his prime. He's 27. So there's a lot of different factors going on here. Some of them are young. Some of them are first season in the league. I give everyone their second season, like I always say. But yeah, there's a lot to fix up in that attack, man.
It is what it is. Listen, we spoke about Chelsea for 20 minutes. There's a couple more results we need to speak about. Obviously, there's been super chats that I've managed to get on screen, but when they go, they go. So big up everyone supporting the thing. Anderson here says the panel, it's called New Manager Bounce. The thing about it is, it's one of the best new manager bounces I've seen mid-season, considering the record, where Chelsea was and how they was playing. That's why the question is out there. And Boogeyman says, SAEED, my guy, Smoke, Van Tuchel.
Come on, man. Let's ride that. Let's ride that, people, man. Get that trending, people. Come on.
So where are we going next, Steve? Do we go to Arsenal getting smoked, or do we go to Joe Willock is shit?
I think we saved Toby to later, so we'll go with Arsenal, yeah?
We'll go with Arsenal, yeah? All right, cool. Say no more. Grizz, over to you, mate.
I don't know what to say, man.
I told you,
yeah, I was going to say you was right all along. I don't know why I was, but of course, I can explain why I was sort of what's the word? Apprehensive. Yeah, wary because of the season that we've just described. It's a madness. But for the about fifth, sixth time only this season, we looked like the Liverpool of last season. And it always seems to happen in London. Like, forget London is blue and London is white and London is red. You know what I mean?
London's never been right.
But it's true. No, but we just come to London and we just smoke teams. Chelsea, Spurs, Arsenal, West Ham. It's mad. And for the first time, as I said, in a long time, we looked like last season's Liverpool. We didn't let you breathe. Like, literally, we were just so dynamic in our pressing finally, like what we usually do. We just kept forcing you to play long. And then we had our lumberjacks in the center of defense who ate everything that came up in the air. And that was our plan, because we knew if we let you play, if we get the likes of Aubameyang and Lacazette one-on-one with our centre-backs, it could cause problems. But I really can't remember Fabinho or Thiago and Milner letting you get past even the three in midfield. I thought it was a fantastic performance. I've been so critical of Liverpool this season, so it's time to big them up and give them a bit of, glory when they deserve it. And I thought it was fantastic. The first half still showed, what's the word? Sort of insecurities in our final pass shot. Like, we created 3 or 4 chances, but we were very insecure, very passive. Yeah, it was passive. We were controlled, but there was no cutting edge. But in that second half, as soon as Diogo Jota came on,
stop that, Grizz.
Wait, no, we missed
that. Jota's making Firmino look like something else.
Forget Firmino, he's making everyone looks like something else, bro. Since he's come into this league, I ain't stopping, bro. He ain't stopping, or I ain't stopping. This is just the start, SAEED. We mean stop that. This is just the start of Diogo Jota. Like he's like, I'm not. It's not even a joke. Because look, people, we all thought he's a good player at Wolves, right? We all thought that he's like, this guy looks good, right? But no one thought he's going to make the impact that he's making. I mean, I'm trying to work out who does he remind me of, and I need you brothers to help me. Like, give me some suggestions. Who does he remind you of? Because I was on the Fatback 4 last night on the Trippers, and I thought he reminds me of a cross between Stadio and Mo. He's actually a cross between them. He's got the hunger and the desire and the mercilessness of Salah, because sometimes he doesn't look good, you know. If you look at Diogo, sometimes he doesn't look good. He's not
rash.
He looks like, you know, sometimes the ball bounces off him and he just gets through challenges, whatever. But then he's got the incessant, non-stop style action of Sadio. So the combination's lethal, man. And he came and turned the game completely. Suddenly, them two picked up their game as well. Arsenal, poor Arsenal. Yeah, I 100% agree that their eyes were totally not on this game. The selection proved, the tactics proved, the players, you could tell they were, they were nowhere. Turkish will speak about Arsenal, but my job is to speak about Liverpool. And boy, I can't speak highly of Liverpool and Jota. Jota was on fire. It gives us a glimmer of a hope and a chance. Steve's got more positivity than me about getting into top 4, which is weird because I'm the Liverpool fan. But, you know, I think we've left it. That 6 defeats at home is ridiculous. It's unheard of. It's mad. Even if we picked up 3 draws in
What's
those
your
6
fixtures
defeats.
then? What's your fixtures?
Well, your fixtures, your run of fixtures. When I look at all those 4 teams, or I don't, to be honest, I don't want to put Spurs there, but I guess
you have to.
You have to put Spurs there. So when I look at Chelsea, West Ham, Tottenham, Liverpool and West Ham have the easier fixtures on paper.
TOBS, that's the ones we fucked up in, TOBS.
I know. I hear that.
West Brom at home, Brighton at home, Fulham at home, Burnley at home.
You've just mentioned one factor, which is the Diogo back for you. You got Fabinho playing back in midfield. You got Thiago now slowly starting to pick up form and doing what he does best and not having to do the dirty work that Fabinho is having to do now. You got a I don't want to say a stable centre back pairing per se, because
it's just the fact that they're playing together. It's not
exactly, but they're playing together. So I feel like in terms of the structure that you want in your team, in terms of defense, midfield, attack, how you want it to be set up, I feel like slowly but surely you're piecing a little something together. So me personally, I actually think top 4 is going to be decided between Chelsea or Liverpool, and I would back Liverpool. When I saw your fixtures, I look at Chelsea's running. I look at our running, those last 4 games. I'll back Liverpool to get more points than Chelsea in those last 4 fixtures, and more points than us in those last 4 fixtures.
We've still got Villa.
Make a prediction on
we can't.
Matisse,
you can't. Honestly, you can't. We've got Leeds away, Man United away still, West Brom, Burnley away. You know, these kind of teams like put up shows against us for some reason. But going back to what you said about sort of Fabinho back in his place, Thiago playing in a more alongside the play he was supposed to play, our front lads kind of. But this is what I've been saying. Once we get our players back, once we get players that play in their positions back, you got to remember we're still without Henderson, you know, and any of our front 3 centre backs. But this is what I've been saying anyway, that, you know, people have been writing us off and gone to sleep on us. But when we get our players back, we will put a run of 6-7 games, and I'm hoping and praying this is the part of the season that we do that, because there's no doubt 8 games to go. We need a minimum of 6 wins. But you know, I think it's going to. I
thought that you couldn't make top 4 at one.
I still think, Matisse. I still think we're the outsiders. I honestly do. Out of that group, because we're still 5.6 points behind West Ham. I think, more than that, maybe about 6 points behind. You know, 7 points behind Leicester. So.
Can we talk about Fabinho, man? Bloody hell, man! What a player!
He's quality.
For me, he bossed that, man. He bossed the midfield.
He did.
What a player, man!
Didn't we say on Friday though that it's going to be telling, like this result will tell us like whether Liverpool are like actually going to make a fist out of this top 4 race, or whether they're just going to
concentrate on the Champions League.
And I think the result has told us that like they're in it. Like
Not the result, the performance and the selection.
Sorry. The performance. Because
who actually impressed me as well. Trent Alexander-Arnold. He looks like that England getting dropped for England. You look at a player sometimes, and you look for a reaction. And to me, he looked like he was like a man possessed. He was like, right, Steve, okay, I'm getting my England spot back.
Steve, we talked about Cancelo running a game from right back this season. Yeah, that's what Trent does. When he's at his best, he runs the game from right back. And for a young kid, that's special, because he literally ran the game from right back.
I think he has been off the form this season.
Also pocketing Fluella Benjamin at the same time, right? You know what I mean? He pocketed Aubameyang easy, and he ran the game from there. He was magnificent Sunday, magnificent.
Turkish, I wanted to ask you about Aubameyang, because for me,
we Travis Scott.
We know, I know, you know what I mean? We know the guy has got undoubted quality, but at the minute now, I don't even know what the guy's about. What is he about? He's not. He can't be a captain material. The guy just looks like he's partying. He's just having a party time, smoking up in his mad fancy different coloured car, bouncing around the dressing room, turning up late. Sometimes he plays, sometimes he doesn't. You can't afford to have that kind of player in your team where you are in the league now.
You know what it is? The captain was the key word in there, Steve. I can't lie to you. A player can do what he wants and live how he wants as long as he's performing for me. Yeah. He's not performing. That's one thing. Am I going to get on his back for that alone? I'm not. Because right now, I think the lack of leadership and the lack of a real captain is probably a bigger problem at Arsenal. Because, Oba's banged for a few years and it got us nowhere. So even getting Oba back on top form, we might end up nowhere. Essentially,
I can see the fans turning on him. He'll be the next scapegoat, the next Ozil. I'm telling you now, they'll turn on him.
At the end of the day, you know what? I hope it's not the case, but it might happen, Steve, because you can't sign a contract and then go on poor form. And it's not only going on poor form. He's been late to a North London derby. He was late to a COVID test, which ruled him out of a Europa League game. He got a tattoo done during COVID, which it hasn't been proven, but it caused some controversy. He's a captain. None of this stuff should be happening. But instead, after international break, we see tie-dye T-shirt, Travis Scott, aura.
Well, check this out. Take us 1 second. Just quickly fill us in, yeah? You see that video that Lacazette is filming him, yeah? Notice how everyone's ready to go out for training. A man strolling in.
Yeah.
This is what for me.
Yeah, man. For me, I don't know, man. You look too much into it.
Listen, I'm not having that.
When you're in
this is what we tell you about Pogba, and you take it personally.
Yeah. No, it's not that though, man. You know what I mean? Like, what happens on the pitch should count, man.
Exactly.
But it's not happening on the pitch. It's not happening on the pitch.
Yeah, but it will. It's just a little bit of dip in form, man.
No,
it's a dip in form.
SAEED, there's only a few players that can switch it on and switch it off. So I've got a couple examples, like Hazard used to play Mario Kart and then come on and score goals on the pitch. But most players need to be taking care of themselves, not even taking care of themselves. They need to be fully focused in all aspects. That's why they take care of your diet when you go home. That's why they have all these rules and you can get fined if you're late to training. It's because if you're missing any of these elements of professionalism, it's going to carry to the pitch. And cool, when you're on form banging in goals, you can do your late to this, late to that, strolling around, changing room, whatever. But if you're turning up late, and everybody else is getting ready. When
Matisse, man was panting,
and you're not on form, that's a problem.
Matisse, 30 minutes into the game, he was panting for air. I'm telling you, Trent had him run ragged. He was like proper blowing for air. And his peak fitness, he's 29, 30 or something? Maybe a tad old, I'm not sure.
I think. Yeah.
Okay.
You look at the old Arsenal captains, yeah? You look at the old Arsenal captains.
Ripped him to shreds.
Yeah. Tony Adams, Vieira, all them boys, yeah? And then you look at that guy, and they must be looking at that and thinking, nah, man, what's the club come to? Because, listen, Arsenal don't need any excuses for rival fans and YouTubers to get on their case and make that club into a laughingstock. So the players, whoever's briefing the players on social media and what they're doing out, they need to fucking stop it. Because
do you not think, though, that the manager's approach was all wrong against Liverpool? You know what I mean? I know you can blame Aubameyang, and he's a star player.
The first time I saw Arteta, the first time I saw Arteta look like a shell of a man on the touchline, like he was angry, like they hadn't done what he told him to do, or he didn't know what to do. I just looked at him and I thought, I can see something here now. He just looks angry. But when, like I say,
it's not the first time, is it, Steve? Let's be real.
Yeah, come on, first time. Really?
if you man are gonna dig out Tuchel,
No, but listen, guys. I agree. No, guys. I think. No, but guys, I think. Look, I think we've spoke too much on Aubameyang from the outside. I think let Turkish speakers give his opinion on the situation.
That's why I asked him, because I'm not. I don't really know. I just see what I see.
I got involved because I got involved because
there's a dip in form.
I've been trying to slide under the radar.
He's been gone the whole season.
I see my son being sad, so that's why.
How many goals has he got this season though? Big games, he's turned up big games though.
What are you talking?
No, the big one in Europa League when they needed him the most, he was there.
Are you taking the piss?
He's been there this season, man. Come on, man. The Leeds game. Got a hat trick at Leeds, you know. He's been there, man. But for me, as a Arsenal as a whole, though, I've been rubbish, man. So you can't really blame it on one player,
bro. You can't blame it on you. Sorry, that's exactly what he's saying.
It's not blaming it on one.
Thank you. It's asking him to represent
Arsenal. With Aubameyang, the way Aubameyang plays, I don't
get some water, man.
I don't think it helps.
Yeah, you want some? I got some.
Yeah, I don't think it helps that Arsenal, up until around December or January, were a side that couldn't create to save their lives. So a striker who feeds off chances, he's going to naturally struggle. But his general level this season has been poor. It has been poor. The form has picked up in 2021. I think he's got like six or seven league goals since the turn of the year, Turkish.
Yeah.
And he got a couple, one in the FA Cup, one in the Europa. But his personal level, it's not been good enough. And when you add into the fact that he's the highest paid player in the league right now, his individual level's just not been good enough. I'm not taking anything away from his quality. I actually rate Aubameyang highly, but by his standards, he has not been good enough this season. It's that simple.
Man, you have to judge him.
He's not serious, man.
Don't judge him by, like, I don't know, Holding or Chambers' standards. You have to judge him to his standards, because
judge him by his standards, what he's capable of.
Otherwise, exactly, of what he's capable of. And when you see him panting towards the end of the game, someone of his endurance and his fitness levels that he's shown throughout his career, that tells me that he's slacking. Yeah. That tells me that he's not on it.
But you man need to, you know what? You lot need to kind of, I don't know, man.
I don't think he's the reason why you lot lost that game.
No.
Yeah, that's my point. Yeah.
But on Oba, you know, sometimes I think to myself, like, obviously I'm getting on a bit. It's my birthday recently. I turned 30. Like, am I getting old? Am I turning into the next generation of pundits that talk about young players in a way that they're not allowing them to be free? And I say that because I don't want to be seeing man in tie-dye t-shirts when we're 10th in the league. I don't want to see your gold Lamborghinis, and I don't want to see your hair twist up and you're doing selfies, and I don't want to see your brother shooting straps on Insta Live and all of this stuff, yeah? I want you to wear grey. I want you to wear a black tracksuit. I don't want you to stand out from the crowd until you get back on form and this club is back to at least going to the right direction. Do I sound like a Graham Souness right now?
I'm not going to lie to you.
I was going to say Turkish Souness, man. What's going on here?
If your team's top of the league, and you're doing well in the Champions League, and the club's got a buzz about it, and you're seeing all that, right? It's classed as funny, and the fans take it, right? And they think, yeah, it's great. Raheem Sterling was the same. Raheem Sterling bought his mama house, slagged off for it. He went to Greggs and bought a sausage roll, ripped apart. He bought some batteries from Poundland, slagged off. What the fuck's that got to do with football? End of. I know what you're saying about the players, but all I'm saying is if you was top of the league and Oba did that with a tie-dye and all that, there won't be an issue. But what I'm saying is where your league position is now and the turmoil around the manager and all that, it's the last thing. All I'm saying is it's the last thing the fan base you want to see. It rubs certain people up the wrong way. The younger generation will say, let him live, he's one of the boys, he's cool as fuck and all that. I get it. But the older generation who've had enough of that shit are going to say, nip that in the bud, mate, until you're knocking 20 goals a season and I don't want to see all the bullshit. And that's
just to add, right? Well, just to add, when you're losing, the mentality of the squad shows. So, like I said, big characters in a squad would be like, we're in lockdown. You see how we're in lockdown? The squad would be in lockdown. Everybody's serious and get your shit together until we're winning games again. Then you can do your thing. But when you're strolling around changing rooms and bantering about and doing,
I like that, man. It's good, man. It's good to see it.
SAEED,
it's good to see. It's good to see.
Yeah, man. I want to see that, man. Players expressing themselves. You know, honestly, you have to have that closeness.
I feel like we're getting into sort of like slightly dangerous territory where we're now trying to police what a player should do for fun. Aubameyang gets clowned.
I'm just saying.
Aubameyang gets clowned because he's childish. He's doing all these stupid haircuts at 31, 32 years old.
No, not bothered by that, Tobes. Not bothered by that.
It's not about that.
Okay, let me finish.
I'm saying he gets criticized for that, but what I'm saying is he's allowed to have a personality. Whether Arsenal are struggling or whatnot, he's allowed to have a personality.
Correct.
That's what I'm trying to say.
But he's not. But I started
turning up late though. Turning up late.
Right, Steve. This is exactly what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. My point was about his effort, not his effort, because we don't see training, but it's apparent the way he's blowing in matches, the way he's not be able to compete.
You know what?
Complete 90 minutes. Coming late training, coming late to a North London derby. Why are you turning up late to a North London derby?
And by the way, in that clip that you mentioned, Grizz, in that clip that you mentioned, he looked late. Like you said, he's coming,
strolling.
Recorded. Everybody else is getting changed. He looks late. And what I'm trying to say is, forget the hair, forget the clothes. If you're coming in late continuously, that can seep to the rest of the squad. If you keep that up, it can translate to other younger players. You're lucky Saka's mature. You're lucky Smith Rowe is mature. It can seep through to them. And then suddenly one player's actions is going to the rest of them. And that's how you just decline as a team and you just keep getting bad results. So you guys can all say express yourself. Do all the expression you want, but you should be on time. That's the bare minimum.
Yeah, that's the
he
different.
doesn't look like a butter that he doesn't look like someone that cares right now. That's what I'm trying to say.
That's professional.
Who's the best example of expressing himself in world football in recent times? Cristiano Ronaldo. Tell me what he doesn't do personality-wise and showing off-wise and whatever. I mean, but the man is the ultimate professional when it comes to training, and that's why. That's why these men are hitting 40 and still performing at our highest level.
Can we talk about the actual performance though from Arsenal though? Because I felt no. Honestly, big man.
That's what we need to talk about. Yeah,
we spent all this time talking about Aubameyang, and I actually, as I said, GRIZZ made a good point on Liverpool's performance, and you could see it in the first half. For me, I said it. 2/3 of the pitch, they were excellent, defended well, and were pressing, keeping the ball well. But when it got to the final third, it was a bit higgy-hagger, a bit hit and miss. In the second half, I think even at the end of the first half, Milner had a chance in the box that he skied over.
Chance.
There was still some element of tweaking that was needed in their attacking play in the second half, and they did it, and they ran out 3-0 winners. And I commend Liverpool for that performance. So, but whilst Liverpool played well, Arsenal for me were terrible. Couldn't keep the ball to save your lives. Anytime the ball was fed into any of the attackers, the move breaks down instantly. Midfield couldn't touch Thiago, couldn't touch Fabinho. Ceballos, another disaster class. I'm running out of disaster classes.
Okay, but why?
This is
what I want to get to the bottom.
Yeah, but why did this happen? I'm running out of disaster classes that I see this guy put.
Gabriel, told you about this guy.
Last season at Anfield, he was terrible. Rude awakening, and this season he was even worse. Gabriel lost his head in the last 30 minutes as well.
Told you about that.
I just felt it was just a very, very, very poor performance from Arsenal. And even this football that we've seen an improvement in over the year. What was it in the end of the game? What, like 3-4 attempts at goal in 90 minutes or something like that? It was poor. And Saka was definitely missed today. Kieran Tierney going off. I guess you could try and attribute your lack of attacking play to that, but let's be honest. In the first,
he was struggling anyway. He was struggling.
He had nothing anyway. So
it was
a terrible, terrible performance from Arsenal. And the table doesn't lie. You're 10th for a reason. It doesn't lie. And remember when we were talking about Arteta's performance, Turkish, a couple weeks ago, and I said 4 out of 10. I know the football's improved, but you are 10th. You are 10th on the table. The table does not lie. So show all the Willock pictures you want.
You know what I love? Yeah, he said to Matisse, "You're 5th," and he's telling Turkish, "You're 10th." You know, I mean, I wouldn't be boasting about that, man. Yo, I don't know.
I'm not boasting. I'm just giving you facts. If you want me to talk about Spurs, I'll tell you how bad we are.
Yeah, we'll get into that anyway. Don't worry.
Yeah, I actually agree with you, my bro. You know, when at the beginning of this conversation, it was all about Liverpool playing well, bouncing back. I actually think that Arsenal were poor. I actually think for the first 60 minutes, Arsenal didn't do too badly in stifling Liverpool. Liverpool didn't really do much in that first 60 minutes aside from dominate possession and create some openings, nothing of which we can say you should be 2-3-0 up. It was only until Jota came on obviously he done his thing, and then Gabriel just, I don't know what he did next. So I agree with you, Tobs. We fucked up. We didn't approach that game right. We didn't have no heart, no desire. There's a clip actually. Sky Sports about 3 hours ago. It's on their YouTube channel where Gary Neville and Jamie Carragher are talking about the heart and intensity in the side leadership. Chambers is telling Pepe to press. Pepe's looking at him like, what do you want me to do? And Chambers is like, go there because I'm pressing here. And Pepe is confused. And it happened again with other players. That shows the problem at Arsenal in reality. And that's why the conversation going to Oba for me made sense, because surely during international break, surely when you've just gone through in the Europa League, surely when you're about to play the defending champions, I'd expect my captain to call some sort of a meeting. I'd expect my captain to rally the troops. I'd expect my captain to be the most professional. And that's what I was going to ask earlier. Has being professional, is it done? Is it done? Because in this new generation, it seems like being professional is a stigma that you shouldn't associate. Oh, let people wear that. Let people do that. To the point where a man can just walk around naked nowadays and someone will be like, you can't tell him to wear clothes. He can do what he wants.
Yeah.
Like, we're going down that road.
I just think when people don't correlate off the pitch, like mannerisms and professionalism with performance, like I feel like I said, there's only very few where it doesn't affect that on the pitch. But usually if you carry yourself in a professional way, it's the same in any workplace. If I wake up late or I don't get any sleep or I'm pissing about the day before, 9 times out of 10 the day after when I go to work, I'm going to stink. There's a reason why their whole lives have to be managed by diet, by this, by that. So to think that off the pitch doesn't correlate or time or basic timekeeping doesn't correlate with concentration on the pitch, I don't know what to tell you, because in any other walk of life where you have a job, that doesn't work like that. You can't just switch it off and switch it on. Apart from very few individuals that can switch it on and switch it off. And as far as I can see, Aubameyang is not one of those individuals. His fitness and his training and his application at Arsenal since he got there has been A1. Until this season when he got that new contract, started pissing about now, suddenly it's all going tits up.
Telling story, isn't it, of Arsenal though, when you look at it, the culture of the football club. Ozil, you gave him a contract.
I'm just going to tell you.
You know what I mean? And then they took it back. You know,
sorry.
No, I'm just saying it's a telling story of the culture of Arsenal. You give a contract to a player. You know, for me, as much as I'm big up Aubameyang, I questioned the kind of contract to Aubameyang, because I looked at it and I thought, maybe if you could sell him on, then you can build a team and maybe build a team of Arsenal. But right now, you've got that now. And how long has he signed the contract? Maybe 2-3 years. And now, if the fans turn him and the managers that fancy him, he's just going to collect his wages and he's going to be loving life. Guys, so again, it comes out to the culture, the board, the Kroenke, what they've done here. Might have been wrong.
Just a quick thing about Klopp's relationship with Aubameyang as well. And people talk about, he was a favourite of Klopp and everything, etc. No, we had a chance twice to get Aubameyang, and Klopp didn't go for him. We were desperately calling out for a striker. There were so many times we thought, oh, come on, we need to get Aubameyang. The link with Klopp was too strong. We need a striker. Aubameyang's going for fairly cheap. But Klopp didn't go for him. That's telling. That is absolute telling.
I actually think in a team like Liverpool's, he would go well, because you got enough professionals and enough people in that team. And I say professional because I'm just going to put that word to look at Man City's team, look at Liverpool's team. You ain't got man that are really going to be doing that consistently. You've seen Man City players and Liverpool players enjoy themselves. You've seen them do that. But flashy cars every week, tie-dye T-shirts, new hairstyle. I'm not. We're 10th in the league.
We have Benjamin Mendes.
And you know what? One sec, Steve, because it's not even just Oba. It's Lacazette recording him as well. Why is my man recording him and laughing and acting like Tobes? Don't laugh, because you done this, fam. Now I'm vexed. Now I'm thinking about all these years that I've nah, let me calm down.
I think a lot of you are forgetting. I feel like a lot of people are forgetting they're at work and they're underperforming in their jobs and they're pissing about.
Matisse.
If you were top of the league, cool, but you're 10th, bro.
Matisse, how many times has
SAEED, seriously.
But hold on. But don't you need them kind of things to get you through things? Why be sad and miserable?
No,
Why be sad and miserable?
Bro,
have fun. You don't need to show the world.
No, you know what it is, yeah. And I've always said, for me, they don't care about the fans, man. They don't care what you think, man.
Then that's the discussion we need to have.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's the discussion.
Imagine my company's about to go bust, and I'm in the lobby just recording, man, and chilling, and I'm busting in late while all the staff.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Makes no sense. Makes no sense.
No sense, bro. It makes no sense when you're
the fans like Turkish and are going mad because I'm not even a Liverpool Arsenal fan, but I can imagine being an Arsenal fan, a passionate Arsenal fan that's been season ticket holder for X amount of years, traveling, going around, following you all the way around the world.
You see this you see in a Sunday league, yeah, if I see a player doing what Oba does in the week, wearing tie-dye t-shirts, laughing, joking, being late, and twisting up his hair, I know I can bully that guy on the pitch. 100%, I'm bullying that man on the pitch. You remember when
Trent did? He got bullied by a 20-year-old.
When Stones dashed Oba to the side. Do you remember when he barged into the side? He ain't doing that to the top man. He ain't doing that to the man that can't be bullied. It's tainting the reputation of himself. And in turn, the players have slowly done that at the club, from Bellerin to
what I was going to say about Benjamin Mendy. Benjamin Mendy had a season where he was on his phone all the time. He was fucking arsing about. People were thinking it was funny and that. Guardiola didn't think it was funny. He didn't get a game. And then all of a sudden, overnight, all social media from you will not see social media posts inside the Manchester City dressing room anymore. He does not allow it. And because it brings unnecessary heat. Look at that fucking video from the idiot that you've sent out on loan the other week. Saliba, what's that about? Then you've got Oba doing that. Who's managing the players, the player management to go in and say, right, look, we're getting a bit of shit here. You've got this idiot walking around naked and doing whatever.
To be fair, that was in the France team about 4 or 5 years ago. It wasn't
when you haven't got
experience. He's still representing Arsenal, isn't he? It's still what it is.
I know,
I get a feeling, Saeed. The mentality of you'd rather.
No, it's not. I'm just trying to put it into context, man. Hold on. You can't blame that. Hold on.
I don't want to see that. I might be too old, but I don't want to see that.
Relax, man. Hold on, let me answer back to him. That video was in France. It wasn't in Arsenal. I just want to correct you on that. That's all.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
Saeed, I think we can give you countless examples of it going our way, where the lack of professionalism leads to a lack of performance. You can't give me many examples of the other way. I can give you Drinkwater. I can give you Barkley going on late night piss-ups and then he can't play the Chelsea team. Now his backside's out.
Let me just defend that Abba though.
And he's not doing nothing.
Yeah, I understand that.
When Klopp came... Matisse, first pre-season.
With under 23s, now where's Drinkwater? I can give you so many examples, bro.
And I'm just going to give you one. Matisse, when Klopp first came in his first pre-season, you know, we had you brothers might remember we had an awful defense, you know, and Saka was our centre back that we thought was good. He was the only player that we thought was our best centre back, but he fucked around in pre-season, and Klopp in his first pre-season wanted to set the right tone, precedent for the training, for the regime. He turned up late a couple of times, and then he turned up late, and Klopp, he tried to act a clown in a pre-season video, and Klopp called him out on live on that show, and he said, "Oh, look,
that's a training kit, by the way, Turkish, isn't it?
Huh?
Is that the training kit, the dye shirt, or is that his own shirt?
Nah,
the one that he brought?
Listen, I'm making a very important point about the best manager in the world. Setting the right attitude and the right tone from first pre-season. He shipped out Saka like nothing, and he was our best player. That's what you need to do. Just like, again, what Steve said about Pep and Mendy, because the only clown in that team is Mendy, but he's fixed him as well. You got to kill this dead, and then you've got to focus, because training is your workplace. It's not your leisure, your social club. It's your work. It's your place of work where you earn your bread, and you show the fans that you're putting in the work for the fans. And if you're turning up late and whatnot, it's not a right attitude. Personally,
you know, for me personally, like, and I got flack when I was saying that I wasn't really too bothered when I saw it with the likes of Dele and whatnot. But like, for me, I'm not really too asked about some of these things that football players do. Like, it's their life. They within reason, of course. When I see them acting like clowns, I will just say that they're acting like clowns. But generally, I couldn't care less. I care more about Aubameyang's performances on the pitch. Are you doing the best you can do on the pitch? The answer is no. The answer is no.
Because
So
you look at Ali in his training clips in that documentary, not performing.
bro,
Is there no correlation, Toby? Because it's the final percentages in football when it comes to performing at the top level. You know
I get that. Yes, I get that. But what I'm saying, I'm not talking about the training. I'm talking about like when Ali used to get criticized for having like deals with Boohoo and doing all this stuff outside of his football life. I don't care about all that stuff. I care about what you're doing on the pitch. And if you're not performing on the pitch, I'm going to criticize what you're doing wrong on the pitch.
Yeah, that's one thing. But that's one thing. Like you see in any other business, if it's hard to kind of correlate it, but. Because obviously football's in the public eye, but in any other business, if you're not doing your job and you're also flashing the lifestyle money that job brings you, and that job brings you that because of the fans and because the fans love the club and in turn should love. Do you get it? It's a cycle that you have to understand. Players have to be professional in a sense as well. It's all, listen, I got a perfect example. When this happened, yeah, I didn't say nothing. When that happened, I didn't say nothing. Why?
Aubameyang, he's just a clown. Like
that's just he
acts
really
bare childish. But this is
I didn't say nothing.
But even then, that's fine. Yeah, he's different.
Yeah, but that's when you're standing on the stage. That's good. That's fine.
10th in the league, and you're doing silly things, and you're captain now.
You can only take that picture if you're performing, because he was standing on stage for.
Probably got paid off Ferrari to wear that.
He's not performing now. That's the difference. He's not going to get to take that picture now because he's not performing. He hasn't got goals, SAEED. He's not deciding big games. We made that very clear.
No, because I think for me, yeah, you got to realize, man. You know what I mean? When he the final or whatnot, and obviously beating City, there's a fine margin. I understand that, but for me, I just look at it and I think, I think there's a bigger picture in Arsenal. I think, okay, Aubameyang's got the most money. You know what I mean? He's on the contract, he's on the captain. But again, you know what I mean? Where's the other captain? Where's the leaders that should be a leader? Where, you know what I mean? How's Aubameyang becoming a captain? Just because he's the highest paid player, why is he a captain? There should be other leaders out there. I just feel like a lot of Arsenal players are scaring behind the door. I think there's a lot of players who are not performing. And these things need to be put to account. Yes, Aubameyang's not performing and not scoring the goals, but who else is chipping in? Like I said, 50 million you bought him for. You know what I mean? You know, in Partey, he's been underwhelming. Let's be honest. It's been underwhelming. Gabriel, you know what I mean? He's been underwhelming as well. So there's a lot of things. Holding as well. He should be an Arsenal centre back. Holding. He shouldn't be an Arsenal centre back. That's another thing. Where are the leaders? So for me, there's a bigger picture than Aubameyang. I know we're talking about Aubameyang, but I just feel like there's a bigger picture. William, that deal there, what's happened there? You know,
it's definitely a bigger picture. It's just that certain things, like who's our captain, epitomizes the bigger picture. Yeah. That kind of, and one of them is that, and to be honest, we never really discuss Oba. I never do anyway. This is the hardest I've been on Oba ever since he's been at Arsenal, because it's 8 months in now, and like, stop doing silly things outside until it sorts itself out inside. You've committed long term, so surely you want your image and the club's image to rise together. Tarnishing it on the pitch and off the pitch doesn't show me that you want that, and I need you to want that as captain. So we'll move on anyway, Carl. I'm vexed from that conversation anyway, man. I don't even know why I'm vexed. I'm used to this shit, but we move.
Why am I
Look at Steve smiling. This is the first time on this show I got heated, you know, because
why are we all vexed about?
I just took the pin off the grenade and let it roll.
I was bad vexed, and I was like, hold on, that brother.
Let's talk Tottenham, man. Let's talk Tottenham, man. Come on.
Yeah, let's go to Tottenham, man. Let's go to Tottenham.
Yeah, man.
What's the
What do you mean, what's to what?
Where in the league, Toby? Where in the league?
How many times do I have to say it? We're dead. We're dead. We have a bunch of poor players in our team, and we have a shit manager. I can't say I can't stress it enough how it's literally rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. Newcastle are easily top 3 worst sides in 2021 in the league. Like, they are terrible, absolutely terrible. And they played us off the park.
Let me ask you a question.
Played us off the park.
So you said the manager's shit and the players are shit. But which one can you
No. I
change?
said the manager is shit and some of those players are shit. That's what
most of them. I think you listed a lot of lows though. If you look at it, the defense, is that any good? You know what I mean? The two centre backs, are they any good? You know what I mean? When you look at
Rodon is okay. Sanchez, he's only decent on paper. He's been terrible this season.
The thing is, though, I don't know what's going to happen here. Is it going to be a major rebuild with the manager, or some of the players going to go? One of the two have to go. And when you look at how much Mourinho's on, That's what I'm trying to say to you. Why can't both go? Well, there's a lot of players you're gonna have to chip out. Who's gonna buy them if they're not? You know what I mean? What's their resale value? A lot of them players that you gave them. I think you contracted, yo. What's his name there? Alderweireld. You gave him a contract, did you?
Yeah, keep him.
Now it's
keep him. Yeah, keep him. Yeah, keep him. Why would we sell him?
I don't know. Is that not making? How can he not play in that Tottenham team?
Ask the manager, bro. Ask the manager. Ask the manager why he didn't play. Don't ask me.
Ahead of Roden and all the Sanchez guys.
Yeah, I'm saying to you, don't ask me. Every single Spurs fan.
I'm gonna ask you because you're a Tottenham fan. You know what I mean?
Every single Spurs fan wanted Alderweireld starting. Every single Spurs fan was shocked that he didn't start. So ask the manager, bro. Ask the same manager who was lying about him saying he was unprofessional. He turned up late and he couldn't play, even though he was training on Thursday, trained on Friday, reported back on Wednesday, took his test on Wednesday. So ask the manager, bro. He's the one that makes decisions.
Why was Son on the bench?
Because he's just come back from injury.
Oh, he just come back. Okay, so he wasn't ready because he came on off the bench.
It's not ready. We won 2-0 with that team. We won 2-0 with that same team against Aston Villa. So for continuity's sake, he probably wanted to go with the same team again. And to be honest, that team should have been capable of beating Newcastle. But
you know, there was a crazy stat. You know, if Spurs if the first half was to end, you know what I mean, Spurs would be second in the league. Just goes to show what the mentality is for me. I don't know what Mourinho's doing, but the mentality as well, man, it's been shocking.
Honestly,
shocking, man. Absolute shocking. But then again, it's a crazy league. Tottenham could still finish fourth.
We're not finishing fourth.
About this league.
We're not finishing fourth.
No, but you never know, though. How many points are behind West Ham?
We're not finishing fifth.
No, but I'm just you know, hypothetically, you could still finish. But how many points are behind West Ham?
They're only 3 points.
Same way last season. Before the first restart game, had we beaten you, we could have closed the gap on top.
I know, but I'm just talking about now. Let's talk about this context now.
That's the point I'm trying to make.
You can have a chance of winning.
It doesn't matter.
I'm not talking about I'm just talking about the season as a whole, though.
It doesn't matter.
Crazy how
he gets top 4.
Yeah, but I know you just don't want it because obviously you get. I know you hit me what you want to watch.
I think he's trying to say. I think Toby's thinking like. I think Toby's trying to say that their chances of finishing top 4 was similar to your chances of winning the league at the time. You know, when you were saying. So I think he's just trying to say similar. No. I'm serious.
Wait. Where are you in the league, Grizz?
I'm just saying, man.
I just need to tell his tactics here.
So you say, oh yeah, like you put up. It's funny you mentioned that stat about like if the game finished at half time, Spurs would have X amount of points. The worst thing about yesterday is we went into half time winning, and we didn't deserve to be winning. We were not the better side. We didn't play well yesterday. We were outfoxed, outshot, outcoached. We were poor. And if Newcastle actually had good players, not shit players like Joe Willock.
If Newcastle had a cone instead of Joe Linton and just get a rebound in the right place, they might have won.
I respect Joe Linton, man.
They had proper good players.
Respect who? 40 million for that. Are you having a laugh?
They would have beaten us. No. They would have beaten us. So
it was a good finish, though, the goal. It's a good finish.
Which one?
The Joe Linton goal.
He's right in front of goal. Like, it's the finish.
The Willock goal was good as well. The Willock goal was unbelievable.
He's right in front of goal. He's literally.
You know what I mean? Good goal, man. You know what I mean?
Composure. You got to feel the pain in the situation.
Composure. You know what I mean? You got to be there. You got to be ready. You know what I mean?
I'm feeling Toby's pain. I'm feeling Toby's pain because when I saw that Newcastle,
we're trying to just sort this guy out. You know?
No, I'm feeling his pain, bro. Like we can't all.
You're not a therapist, man. You know what I mean? We don't need your, you know what I mean, counselling here. You know what I mean? We're here to grill. We're here to grill Toby, man. You just step aside, man.
Did you see Toby?
You're an Arsenal fan.
But I'm coming to that. I'm coming to that. No, I'm not a Spurs fan at all, and I'm not a Jose fan, right? But he's my brother, right? So I've got, and I'm his older brother, I reckon. So I got every right to look after him, man. Because look, Toby did show passion, right? Because he did say, if we don't beat this Newcastle team, and everything he said about that Newcastle team is right. Because when I saw that lineup, because look, before, when you think about it and you think Newcastle away, some teams have got a tricky record there. When they've got a passionate St. James Park behind them, they can do something. They didn't have a passionate crowd behind them. He rested St. Maximum and was one other crucial player he rested, man. I can't remember. But when I saw the team lineup, I thought, Spurs have got this in the bag. But it was one of the worst. I think, Toby, that was comparable to the opening day performance against Everton. you remember the first game where you lot were dead? I thought it was the most awful performance because Newcastle were trash, man, and they have been trash. But he's right, they outplayed them. That's the nastiest part. That's the worrying part. If it was a smash and grab like it was at their ground when they got the penalty or something in the last minute, then you can say, fuck's sake. But they proper outplayed Spurs. You can't be having accepted
22 shots, I think, something like that.
Mad.
Yeah, they absolutely peppered them.
Yeah, and Grizz, it's funny you mentioned that Everton result. This is probably our worst result since the Everton game. I've lost count of the amount of times I've come out of matches saying that was a diabolical performance. I keep saying it. It happens it's frequent in 2021, but throughout this guy's tenure, I've lost count of the amount of times where I've said that was a diabolical performance. And this isn't even just to get onto the manager, because several players were terrible yesterday. Reguilon, since he's come back from injury, he was
terrible yesterday.
He has been poor. He was ran ragged by Murphy. Terrible. Joe Linton did the business on Joe Rodon and Sanchez, just destroyed them, bullied them from start to finish. Tanganga, that's probably the worst. That's the worst performance I've seen from him at right back in the Premier League this season. I think Højbjerg was okay. Ndombele was good. Lo Celso, since he's come back from injury, been pants. Apart from he's either been injured this season or he's been inconsistent. We need more from him. He's one of our better players. And then up top, Vinicius was poor. Son came on off the bench, was poor. And that stupid bum Lamela, he is, honest to God, one of the worst players in our team. His decision-making is in the fucking pits of hell. He's terrible. He's absolutely terrible. Twice he had the opportunity to slip 2 players in to put this game beyond that, and twice he bottles it. I don't understand how that guy has got kids, because he can't release anything to save his life. It's absolutely ridiculous. He can't release to save his life.
He did a good goal against Arsenal, so that will go to the collection at least.
Yeah, that was deep.
You know what it is, yeah? I just look at your team, and I look at my team, and I think, my God, I wish I had Harry Kane. I don't know how much I can watch this man suffer in your team.
Seriously, man.
It is becoming a joke.
Let him free, man.
It's just, honestly,
free Kane, people.
I need to see this brother in another team. I can't take it anymore. Because he's the only reason why I tune in. I'm sorry. Apart from him and Son, I don't tune in. Son wasn't good when he came on, but like you just said, he's come back from injury, so that explains that. But when Son is firing and when Kane's firing, that's the only two reasons why I'll watch your team. You need to release this brother of his
yeah, man.
The team needs to come and give us the money for him. So
how much do you want? Because I'm ready, fam.
We'll never sell him to you. So I know
you don't do business with us after the Modric thing, but please, man, we'll look after him. I beg of you.
Yeah, free Kane, man. Free Kane, man. You know what I'm saying?
Free Kane, man. Seriously.
Get him out of that slump, man.
We need change. We need mass change, and I put out.
Yeah, but if you need mass change, you need to sell Kane, then, don't you?
Bro, it's about who's going to come in and make the right offer. But when I say we need mass change, I mean we need a change of the manager, changing some of these players, and changing the culture in terms of how we recruit, how we sign players, etc., etc. It all needs change. I'm sick and tired of playing the blame game, this, that, and the other. We have so many issues that require so many solutions, and we need to start trying to target all of these issues from now.
I think you man are
Steve
done.
was depressed there, you know.
That decision to put Mourinho in, I don't see how you come back from that, because it was at a time when you moved stadium, you got that money, you got that debt. Okay, COVID hit, that was unlucky, and then you had a summer of Bale, 300k. Okay, you added that to the board. If you don't make top 4, that's it. That's it. I don't see Tottenham back in the conversation, challenging again.
I don't know, man.
Carabao Cup coming up soon. Let's hold tight for that.
Yeah, man. Still can finish top 4, you know.
They've just got the
Mourinho win.
task of playing against Manchester City at Wembley on the big pitch. Oh my!
Yeah, do you know what though? It wouldn't surprise me. Mourinho turns up with a one-off game masterclass, and they end up playing like Brazil and win the cup. Because you know that you've seen that happen before when the gloves are off.
Are you using those tactics of like?
Listen, I went to an FA Cup final against Wigan, yeah, and everyone in my bus was saying, "Fucking hell, we won the FA Cup," and I was like, "Nah, man, it's the FA Cup. It's the FA Cup." And then after it, they're all like, you jinxed it. I'm like, nah, they jinxed it. Wigan deserve to win it. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. These small teams, like Tottenham, they can win.
Yeah, but Steve, there's the magic of the FA Cup. There's no magic in the energy drink trophy. Do you know what I mean? And I
you
feel
never know, mate.
Have
you ever drank that Carabao, mate? You ever drank that Carabao? My son had a swig of Carabao outside Wembley, yeah?
Steve, it's Carabao.
And it was like, yeah, well, listen, you getting paid by them to say that. I'm just saying how it is, Carabao. My son had a swig of that drink outside Wembley, and it was like I gave him 400 packets of Smarties. The little bastard wouldn't keep still all game. He was up, down, seats, going toilet, popcorn. I said to the guy coming out, whatever you got in that drink, mate, I'm going to sue you in a few years. It's not normal, mate. Good job we won the cup, mate. I had to put him on the way home. He was bouncing around the car like a Natterjack toad all the way home.
I just think that cup final, we know it's an L for Spurs. Everyone knows it's an L. It's like when
but stop being pessimistic, man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Chris, man, you can't accept that, man. Come on, man.
It's like Turkish. So 2 seasons ago, yeah, Man City in the in fact 3 seasons ago, because I think it was the 3-0 Wenger's last season in the League Cup final. Arsenal made the League Cup final, and I'm not saying I'm not trying to compare Arsenal to Spurs, but I'm just saying Arsenal were in a period where they were getting worse and worse and worse, sliding down the table, and it was just a huge disparity in quality between Man City and Arsenal. They were coached better, they had the better players, and they are going to turn up and they turned up on the day. And it's the same way I'm looking at it now. Man City have the far superior coach, far superior squad, and the one thing we were able to use to beat them at our ground back in November, the counter-attacking, Man City are no longer susceptible to counter-attacks. So you tell me how we're going to break down this team. How are we going to break down this team? How are we going to beat this team? How is this great coach who can't coach outside of transitions going to coach?
He beat us once this season.
How's it going to happen?
He beat us. He beat them already once, didn't you?
Yeah, that was through the counter-attack. He just mentioned it.
He beat them through the counter-attack, and I just told you they are no longer susceptible to counter-attack.
I think on a one-off game, though, Mourinho, I think he can do it.
Based on what? Based on what?
No, but based on the trophies he's won in the past, one-off game, he can win it.
I'm asking you, what evidence can you give me this season to suggest that he's going to?
Because competition is different, though, isn't it?
I'm tired of hearing that. Stop saying this.
No, but it's true, though, isn't it? It's 50-50, though.
Yo, clip this.
But how is that? How am I wrong, though? How am I wrong there?
You got about top specialist.
But how am I wrong there? So, Chris, you're spokesman. Chris, how am I wrong there, man?
He just got
booted out by Dinamo Zagreb. It's a one-off game.
He got booted out by Dinamo Zagreb. You can't get 5 players in that team, and you're talking to me about cups.
Yeah, but that was a 2-legged tie. That was a 2-legged tie.
Bro, he got knocked out by Norwich in the FA Cup last year. He got knocked out by
penalties,
in the FA Cup this year. He's been dumped up by Dinamo Zagreb. Please stop telling me about this guy's cup finals records. Because
he's got a good final record. We beat Southampton in the Carabao Cup. We beat Ajax. You know what I mean? He has got it.
Stop telling me about it, because it's getting me mad. Because it means Stop telling me about it. It's getting me mad.
No, but it's true that I'm not. Listen, Toby. Let me ask you a question, Toby. Is it cup final 50-50? Hold on, man.
SAEED, you know.
Calma. Let me ask you a question. Calma, yeah. Let me ask you a question, Toby. Is it cup final 50-50?
Not this one, no.
No. Listen, hold on, man. Is it cup final 50-50?
No, he said no. This one, no.
Oh, then I can't. You know what I mean? I don't know, man. Then.
No.
You know what I mean? GRIZZ, man. What do you mean, GRIZZ? Yo, GRIZZ, hold on.
Not this one.
You know the answer is not right, man.
Not this one.
You're an enabler, man.
You are an enabler.
I'm not an enabler. GRIZZ is the enabler. I was saying it's 50-50.
It's not 50. You're not correct.
He's an enabler.
SAEED was huge. It would be a huge upset if we beat them in the final. A huge upset.
I'm laughing because SAEED was only willing to continue the conversation if he said yes. Is the game 50-50? No. Oh, okay. Then it's like, I don't want to carry on.
You're an enabler, GRIZZ, man.
You are an enabler. Wait, no, listen.
I'm not an enabler because I'm speaking facts, mate.
No.
I'm speaking facts.
No, the facts. Let me have a breather, bro. Toby. Relax, bro.
North London is an angry place. I'm telling you.
Very angry.
Look, the only facts are that it is a one-off game, right? There's no doubt. Man City are clear favourites, yeah. But there's also the fact, we also know that mad results happen in cup finals. Did anyone give? We don't even need to go back in history and talk about the Wimbledon Liverpools. We could talk about recent history, man. We could about Arsenal last season against Man City. Do you know what I mean? Has anyone forgotten about that? Can anyone tell me that Arsenal were better than Spurs in the situation, if you know what I mean? Yeah, Arsenal were a worse team than Spurs, right? Last season when they put City away. So shit can happen. What Toby's saying, you can't see it happening. I agree with that. You can't see it happening. But sometimes, weird things happen, man. You've got the firepower. I just don't think you've got the midfield or the defense to hold out. But you've certainly got in Son, Kane, if Bale's on it, the way what's his name, Mora's playing, in recent times, you can do it. What I know for a fact, it's not a fact, but in my opinion, you need to get that first goal. If you get that first goal, shit can happen, Tob. So don't completely give up, man, because it sounds like you can't do that. You can't just put on a Bayern shirt. No, you can't do that. No, you're a Spurs fan. You're telling me so that's it. You're going to support the team. That's it.
I'm going to support the team. I'm not going to support the team. I'm giving you my prediction that I don't think we're going to win.
That's fine. Yeah, that's fine.
GRIZZ, Man City have won the league.
I agree.
On the trot.
I agree with what you're saying, but you're saying there's no chance, which is the extreme of SAEED, who's trying to make it.
I am favourites.
I didn't say anything. I just said 50-50. Is it 50-50? That's all I said.
Toby, it's this mentality that made you sell that ticket outside.
Shut up, man. You just get pasted 5-2. You had to run yourself out of Ireland in and now you're talking to me about this mentality. Bro, kick rocks, man. Go swim in a pond or something, man. I'm so glad of you.
With that Pablo Escobar music.
One point I need to make is, why are we having yet another amazing show and we haven't got 1,000 likes? Get that sorted now.
Yeah, man. Get that sorted.
I think we should just keep quiet. Just keep quiet until they get the likes up.
This show delivers.
Yeah, get the likes up, people, man.
You know how quick you'll get to 1,000 likes? You'll be mad.
No, I'm vexed. I'm vexed with the people.
No, today
this show delivers twice a week, every week. You need to.
No, Matisse. We even got a passionate rant out of Turkish today, and if we don't get 1,000 likes for that, then this, honest to God, the show's
I'm not
dead.
doing Ollie at the wheel until them lights get to 1,000. So let me know when you hit 1,000 and the wheel's coming out. If you want to see the bus,
yeah, but let Toby get happy, man. Come on, man. Make Toby happy. He wants to do the Ollies at the wheel, man. Come on, man. Yeah, that's it, man.
1,000 likes, we want 1,000 likes,
man. I've got my bottle ready, man. That's all I need, man. My bottle, man. You know what I'm saying?
Look at that. We've nearly at 1,000 likes in under a minute. Big up the people.
Just like that, people manage to scroll up, hit the like button, and scroll back down to the video. Easy as that, people. Love for that
show on YouTube, fam. Come on,
come on. And we're gonna run the thing next season too. We're gonna bring it back better than ever as well. Always saying Tottenham have 2 trophies in the last 35 years. I have absolutely no idea where TOBS gets his confidence from. He ain't Mourinho.
Trust me, man.
It's the club. And TOBS, I don't know if anyone's ever said it to you before, but obviously it's a cup competition and it's Jose Mourinho, isn't it? So
you're doing it as well, Turkish. You're doing it as well. You're an enabler too, yeah?
Rewind.
All right, cool. So Turkish is an enabler as well. All right, cool.
Of course, he's an Arsenal fan. What do you mean?
My guy. Listen, we'll move on and just swiftly get through the winners of the Big Six this week: Man City, Man United, and we've touched on Liverpool already. Steve, SAEED, who wants to go first?
Yo, man, I'll go first because for me it was just a standard game, 2-1. What did I predict? 2-1. You know what I mean? I should be doing this. That's why I'm top of the league, people, man. Look at that, man. You know what I mean? Turkish, man, just hold it up for now. We'll get to that. You know what I mean? That league table, but we played awful, man. And again, man, it's an epitome of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, man. You know what I mean? Brighton manager, bloody hell, man. I take him all day long. Graham Potter, good manager. They just didn't have the quality. We had the quality. We brought on Van der Beek. He didn't have a touch on the ball, but his movement allowed Mason Greenwood to get in. And we did the job, man. You know what I mean? It's not pretty, but that's what we're doing. We're just surviving, people. That's all we're doing. Surviving. I think top 4 sealed. I think we'll probably finish second. But for me, I've always said it, man. I couldn't care less about the Premier League. It's about that Europa League. If we win that Europa League, then maybe it can be, you know what I mean? Maybe it's a good season, but we have to win that cup, people. And if not, it just shows the frailties of the manager. But 2-1, man, and that's it for me. You know what I mean? I don't think anyone can really top on that one. If you might want to say
did you just say you'd have Graham Potter?
Graham Potter's a good manager, man. He's a good manager. He's underrated.
Manchester United.
You know what?
Football.
You know what it is, yeah? I'm looking for a coach, man. I'm looking for a coach. So I'm looking for Ten Hag, Graham Potter for me. You know, the guy at Brendan Rodgers. I'd have Graham Potter, man. He's a good manager, man.
Hey, listen, you'd be better off with Harry fucking Potter. You'd be better off with Harry fucking Potter, not Graham Potter. You need to do some miracles, mate. You need to do some miracles there, yeah.
That's how we need him. That's how we need him, man. That's how we need him.
I think it's a bit of a jump, but I do rate Graham Potter a lot.
He's a good manager, man.
No,
it's not always about. You get me?
He's a very competent coach, but I thought, of course, SAEED, ideally, you'd want someone with much more pedigree, much more experience. But I get the point you're making.
He'd be on my shortlist, though. He'd be like on the. If you had a top, let's say, top 10 or whatever, he'd be on that list.
But the thing is,
if you had a top 10, he'd be on that list.
I was disappointed with how Brighton played in the second half. But I do actually hear you that Man United fundamentally aren't coached well. The one credit I'll give Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, though, is it's weird. Like Man United just pick up points. It's ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
It really is scary that they're second. They're second because when you watch Man United play, you look at them and you're like, this ain't the second best team in the league. But
people abuse me for that, but it's one of them, innit?
And me personally, I think that Brighton result for me, it's like 1 foot firmly like stamped into Champions League next season. I think like 2-3 more wins and it's done.
3-4 of the last like 7-8 seasons, we've had second place teams that.
Yeah, man, it's not a true reflection of the league,
exactly.
It's not a true reflection
there because the league has been shit that season and only one team's run away with it. Like Man United with Jose, Arsenal, Wenger when we finished second to Leicester, Rodgers, Liverpool. It was all an illusion in terms of building. I see Flo says Xhaka was missed. Put some respect.
Actually, he was. You know,
no. This I wanted to bring this up earlier. This is who we missed. Look at the games with and without Smith Rowe and Saka.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about.
10 games, 7 wins with them. 20 games, 5 wins without them.
It's all about Saka, man. You know.
None of this
man. They were definitely missed for sure.
None of this Xhaka nonsense, fam. You missed those two.
Yeah, we still would have tucked you away still, man. Allow that shit, man. We still would have
No worries. That game had everything in it for you, though. We didn't have nothing in it. And it showed. It showed. Waiting for the bus. Broke my like button.
The bus is coming, man. The bus is coming. Don't worry.
Don't worry, people. It's coming.
How many more wins do Man City need to?
It's done, man.
League.
It's done, man. Come on.
Officially 4. Officially 4. I think we'll do it.
I was trying to get Akeem to admit this earlier on with me and Big Steve. This league is done, bro.
Long time, Matisse.
Long time.
Let's just talk about the Blues.
It was done when we lost at Sheffield United.
Let's talk about the Blues.
Yeah. Make it swift.
Yeah, man. All I'm going to say is, look,
you're talking about Leicester.
You know, always a little bit risky after international, like we said before. Hoping that you keep in the same rhythm. We kept in the same rhythm. Leicester were playing well coming into the game with good wins over United. In the actual getting player of the month. So I expected a tough game. But anyone that watched the game, see the possession, see that stat that come up on Sky. Last 5-minute possession, 100% Manchester City, 0 Leicester. I've never seen that before in my life. Kevin De Bruyne with that pass through the eye of a needle. We got the job done. Doesn't look like anyone's stopping us anytime soon. I'm just looking forward to the Dortmund game, tomorrow now.
Yeah, that's the big one. I really think, man. And I'm not gonna lie, I actually think you're gonna beat them easy. And I'm not saying this in the hope, in the back of my head. I'm not trying to.
Did you see Haaland walking out onto the stadium before?
Yeah, with a blue.
He said it's beautiful. He said,
yeah.
And he walked around he didn't walk across the City badge. He walked around it.
But you just need to tell him that when there's fans are allowed back in the ground and half that stadium's empty, it's not as beautiful as the other stadiums.
It doesn't matter when he's running around with a trophy at the end of the year with the champions.
There you go.
The thing is right, because I thought Champions League, but that Dortmund team is crumbling in the Bundesliga. Their defense is a shambles.
Yeah, no defense.
They've got
Emre Can and Hummels at the back, man.
Listen, last year's Leon team were dead in the water. Everyone said we're going to blow them, man. And look what happened. So
no, I seriously think if he keeps it basic, like basic, what you're doing,
Yeah, but this is what he doesn't do, Grizz. He fucks about. So this is what you... Until that team sheet is announced 1 hour before kickoff tomorrow...
But to be fair, that Man United result probably is... I get what Steve's coming from, the Man United result as well.
He will probably play Nathan Ake and Garcia at centre-back. And then that'll be it. You know what I mean? It's mad, man. You just got. I just don't.
I think it's going to be a high-scoring a tie. That's what I do.
Yeah. I think
and if you go into a City game, fight like sort of trying to outplay them, you're going to lose. And that's the thing with this Dortmund team. There's no other way. They don't have to play any other way.
I'm looking forward to seeing Diaz and Haaland go up against each other. I'm looking forward to it. I just want to.
But on the weekend, though,
I've got some opinions on Haaland as a player, but I'm going to keep hold of them for a little while because
on the weekend, though, Frankfurt did well to isolate Haaland. You know what I mean? So
they
can't be done.
Well. They beat them well.
Yeah.
Is that a milkshake, Tobes?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, I'm craving one now, B.
Trust me, Diaz versus Haaland will be a good one, though. I can't that.
Sanchez is out as well. Big blow. That's a big blow.
Oh, is he out? Oh,
yeah, he's out.
Huge, that's awful, man.
Did you see that, Matisse? That City
lucky City
against you lot if United don't drop any points.
Oh, wonderful, lovely.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, May the 8th, I think it is, isn't it?
Jesus Christ. Well,
yeah, something like that. People.
I was kind of hoping the title will be wrapped up before you play us, but all right.
Yeah,
I think 3 wins, me. I think
United are going to drop points. United are dropping.
It will slip up at Tottenham probably. You know what Mourinho's like, man. He'll prove a point.
Oh, we need City up for that Chelsea game, man. Maybe, man.
No, we don't, Grizz. No, we don't.
Oh, we
don't.
Because anyhow, we finish in the top 4, man. I tell you guys, man, I'm coming on this show and I'm hosting and everything. I'm muting. All of you is going to go on mute.
That's what the Etihad, right?
Huh?
Matisse, that game at the Etihad.
I don't know where that is. It could be
it's at the Etihad.
It could be in space. It doesn't make no difference.
I'm going to be on that post-match Matisse stream for sure.
Oh, look who suddenly come back onto my stream now. You're welcome back. It's good to see you around.
Before we get into the prediction table and wrap it up, Nicky says pay structure should be on form, waiting for Saka and Emile Smith-Rowe. It's pathetic. Obviously, they are stars and they are, the next in line, but they shouldn't be in line right now. It should be a couple of years away, but here we are. Let's bring up this prediction table and see what SAEED was smiling about earlier. There we are. There we go. There's the updated table.
I'm going to win this man.
I'm coming back.
Yeah, you're coming back, man. Stay where you are, man.
Steve, the fact that you was ahead for so long, how did you let the ball drop? Where it got
exactly,
man. Tried to think outside the box and think of pull away, but didn't happen, did it?
No, man. All tight Chris down there, man.
Man City, we fight to the end. You know what's coming? Last minute winner.
Big Steve's been turned up.
I've got this wrapped up, man. I've got this wrapped up, mate.
Steve's the worst champion at Christmas, man. He's dropping, man. He was the best champion at Christmas, but he's the worst champion, man. Like Liverpool, he's the worst champion.
I feel like Turkish, you need to stick an R next.
All right, Turkish, can you get rid of this now, man? That's too much. Look at the comments. Every man's reading the comments now. I'm logging out and shit, man.
No, Turkish, you should update it and put an R there when someone's actually officially relegated. I don't.
Yo, that would be legendary.
I don't know.
Relegated,
It's true now. We'll put a star next to the champ's name and we'll do something for the one that finished last.
Come on, man.
Everyone knows.
Get it done now, man. Get it done now, man.
No, next season, man. These rules come into place next season. Shut your mouth.
He said, That's like you're a betting man.
Before we go, you know what time it is. Get the contract out. Get it on the table. Get Solskjaer a pen. Tell him what he wants. Get him to sign the deal because we got to keep.
Shameless. Wallahi, shameless. Wallahi, shameless. That's all you need to do, man. You get me? I'm good, me, man. Wallahi, shameless. All of you. You're Chris and Turkish, you're good, man. Yes, shameless, wallahi.
Funny, my team got slapped up 5-2 and I'm still joined in. Like as if.
Yeah, but the chat loves it. They're only here to see the wheel. They're only here to see
all I need
the
to
wheel.
do is this bottom, man. That's it. You get me?
Trust me, 2,400 still here. If you haven't already, hit the like button. If you haven't already, subscribe to everyone's channel. Matisse, TOBS, GRIZZ, SAEED, and Steve, all in the description below. And the official channel in the pinned message. We're going to be doing a lot more content on that channel, each and every one of us. each and every one of us hosting as well. So make sure you keep updated with that one. Instagram, Twitter at the Big Six. And yeah, we keep it moving. One more in from Nicky. Beep, beep. Ole's at the wheel. So yeah.
I know he never said that, but yeah. He said beep, beep. That's all, man.
Yeah, but you know what he meant. You know what they meant, say.
Yeah,
man. Come on, there's only one wheel in the business, man.
Beep, beep, Willock, man. That's all we need to say.
Come on, people. Love for the love, people. We'll be back on Friday. There's no game to predict, so tune in then 10 p.m. Love for the love. We are out. Take care. Peace and all of that.
Come on, man. Big.